Let's learn how to animate flowy hair. You can do this in any software that you like. It's really your choice. The principles apply to all animation and even physics. Let's go. I got this big idea that I want to explain. It's how the links in a chain correspond to waves. Mechanical follow-through settles in place, with delay referred to as an overlapping action. Drags, another facet that you probably want to factor in. At least I would imagine that duration is important as well as the space inhabited. Loosen the plastic marker cap to fill in the gaps with the chisel tip. Different front to back, color make you move, make you run, make you wanna jump. It's not bleeding through, but how come? Cause we doubled up. I can shade it smooth, make it rough. All the colors of the rainbow I can use. Follow through, can explain the way they move. Be sure to check out the new set of Ohuhu color markers in the description below. So basically, when a force interacts with a body, for example wind, it creates follow through. Looks something like this. If the body is anchored to something like the root of this strand of hair, then the root's not going to move very much or not at all, but the ends are going to move a lot. So force will create follow through. It kind of acts like the links of a different chain. So one moves and the rest follow. So here we got an example of a character with flowy hair. The easiest way to implement follow through is to make a 4-link chain. Basically, it's just a line where the dots guide the line's movement. There are specific poses that a chain goes through, and if you use those poses to be the force behind your hair drawing, it's pretty easy to make it look like a force is affecting it. Follow through is a game of follow the leader. So here we're going to draw in a leader. It's moving from point A to point B. But say there's a chain link attached to it, that's going to be delayed by one drawing. So each drawing in this one is what actually lasting for 2 frames. The follower is delayed by 2 frames, 1 drawing, and you can see that it has this nice rhythm to it when you add that sort of delay. Same thing with our 3rd chain follower, offset by 2 drawings, and we're getting this nice follow through wave motion because of that delay. And each wave motion goes through a series of poses, which we're going to learn right now. So you definitely want to commit these to memory, the different poses of a wave. We've been over this before, but it's nice to have it in a nice graph like this to remember. Basically, it's the dance between 2 S-curves for a perpetual wave and for a wave that's just a pulse or a flap, goes from a line to an S-curve back to a line. You can also change which node or which chain on the link is leading. So let's try with the top leading. That's the typical wave motion. But if you change the leader, change the timing slightly with the rest of the chains, we get a different looking chain. This is just basically zooming in on the different parts of a sine wave. If you were to look at a sine wave, you would see all of these poses that the wave goes through. Okay, finally, let's try this on some real life animation examples. I'm gonna try different textures of hair and work from 1 wave as a guide to 4 waves to create a sort of hair net, a mechanical hair net. It really works for any sort of texture of hair, whether your hair is loose or more curly. The wave is just a guide. It's the force affecting the hair. So don't be afraid to experiment with different shapes, textures, and even multiple waves in one hairstyle. So the first hairstyle I have is a simple wave. This next one, I'm gonna go for a sort of mohawk thing. And I got two waves, one in the front and the back of the scalp. And as you can see, it works pretty well to make the flow of the hair a little bit more dynamic. So I started the waves at two different poses, just so they can have somewhat harmonious, but also some more interest. And I think overall it turned out pretty good. For this third one, I'm using 3 waves, which was not that easy to do. I think the final hairstyle didn't look that good, but the flow of it was very interesting. So I started each wave at a different pose on the wave memory chart. So I had to sort of track them individually and then draw the hairstyles over them and kind of assign each wave its own grouping of hair, kind of like we drew in the first part. Kind of break hair down into 3 major groups. So this one turned out okay. I think if I went over this with a nicer drawing, I think it would look a lot better. And lastly, we're going to make a sort of hair net by putting 4 waves together. But except for the difference is that with these waves, they're going to be diminishing in how much the force affects them. So the first wave is going to be affected a lot by the force, second a little less, third a little less, fourth probably none at all. Because this is not a continuous perpetual wave, it's just sort of a pulse of force. And the end result ends up looking something like this. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out Ohuhu's Kaala markers in the description below and use the discount code if you want some for yourself. If you're looking for an animation tutor to teach you all of these things about wave motion, book me for an appointment down in the description below. That's all from me, guys. I'll catch you all next time. Peace.